here like drinking cocktails? Yeah, that's everybody. This is awesome. How many people here like to make your own cocktails? Fair number of people. How many people here would rather just go to a bar and have an amazing bartender just make you a fabulous drink and you don't have to do anything? I feel like that's most people. The thing about cocktails, though, is you really don't have to go to a bar. There's no reason you can't make a fantastic cocktail on your own. And at this point, you're wondering, what the heck does this have to do with DevOps? Well, I'm Jason. I'm a technical evangelist at Datadog, and I have a long history of giving food and drink-related Ignite talks at DevOps Days that have passing relations to DevOps, often just questionable relations to DevOps. So just hang in there, bear with me. But if you're trying to build a great cocktail or mix a great cocktail, there are a few things that you have to keep in mind. And the first is that a great cocktail has balance. Great cocktails need four things. They need strong, which is going to be your liquor. They need sweet, sour, and they often have a bitter component. And they need all of these things in balance. And this is exactly why the extra dry vodka martini is a horrible, horrible cocktail. It's basically just vodka. I mean, vodka's great and all, but missing three of the four components that make a great cocktail. Now, if you look at classic cocktails that are fantastic, things like Negronis, Manhattans, daiquiris, all of these have those four components of strong, sweet, sour, and usually bitter. And that's what keeps these cocktails super interesting and makes them delightful to taste. Now, the other point that you need to remember when you're making a cocktail is that you need to focus on good ingredients. Obviously, you don't want to go too cheap and get bad ingredients. Bad ingredients make for bad cocktails. But on the other hand, you don't want to go for great ingredients. Great ingredients are expensive. In fact, things like whiskeys, rums, tequilas, all of those, the really great ones, they're great because they have these really subtle flavors. And those subtle flavors and nuances get lost when you're trying to make a cocktail, when you mix them with things. Now, another point, though, is that if you do have a spirit that has a particularly interesting characteristic, like a smoky scotch or a smoky mezcal or floral gin, try to highlight those, right? By combining other ingredients with those, you can help highlight those and create complex flavors. And I love this quote from PDT, which is a notable New York bar. You know, they're adding smoky mezcal and thinking about how that can combine with food and creating, again, more interesting flavors. Interesting flavors make for great cocktails. Now, when I say combining flavors, you know, the way that you can do that is simply to add one additional ingredient to a cocktail that you've been making forever, or swap out one ingredient for another. Those small little changes can lead to new and exciting things. For example, if you take a look at classic cocktails, an old-fashioned, really, if you just swap out that sugar cube, replace it with sweet vermouth, you get a Manhattan. Small, really small change, but amazing change. Leads to new, interesting things. My final point is that you should talk to bartenders. The next time you go out and have a fabulous drink, talk to a bartender. Ask them about the ingredients, because that's really what they're experts at, is not mixing things, but understanding how ingredients all play together. And the best bartenders in the world, they're not the best bartenders for just mixing drinks or knowing about those ingredients. They're experts, and they want to share that information. So just to recap, my 5 points for making a truly excellent cocktail is the first is that you need balance. You need strong, sweet, sour, and bitter. And if you don't have all of those, you're going to have a crappy cocktail. So you need to have all of those all together. The second point about making cocktails is you really need to focus on good. Don't go chasing great ingredients. Don't spend all your money, blow your budget on that. Focus on the good stuff, and then build on top of that. My third point, really, though, when you have those ingredients that have nuanced characteristics, things that are special about them, try to highlight those. When you're mixing those ingredients, try to join them with other ingredients that can bring out the best of the ingredients that you're using. My fourth, really, is that you should try to swap out ingredients. Try adding just one new ingredient to your cocktail, because that one little thing can change your cocktail in amazing ways. Don't be afraid to experiment and try to swap things in and out or add small things. And the final thing is really, share information. Talk to your bartenders. They know about ingredients, they know how they mix. If you don't know about an ingredient, ask your bartender. Thanks. By the way, Datadog is hiring, so if you're interested,